Hey everyone, it's time for 302 of a kind again. Thanks for being with us today, Friday, 4 p.m. Glad you could make it. Kevin even made it here. He's right in the Munich SEMrush office. Welcome to the Munich SEMrush office. And he actually just arrived like 20 seconds ago.
I'm late, but always on time.
Yeah, late, but always on time. This is how we plan. No, I mean, I'm just so happy that we can do it like side by side, not having the virtual setup, but really be side by side and talk about, some very interesting things. We got two big topics today, but also a load of other topics we want to share with you. And obviously, we also want to hear from you, like from Jens. Buongiorno, Jens. It's glad to have you with us today. And also, Café Miau is here. Jochen.
Miau is back.
Jochen is back. Hello, Jungs. Genau. Glad you can make it. Actually, I just see people from YouTube. So actually, we should see people from all the different platforms we're streaming this to. So when you're watching us, just type in a quick hello. We would be very happy to hear from you. And obviously, also chime in while we're talking about these topics. We want to have your opinion. We want to talk live with you. And as you know us, we always promote every comment, even the ones we don't like. So use it to your advantage and discuss with us the latest news in the SEO search world.
Free speech. And honestly, I'm happy to be in person also because this time I can interrupt you in person instead of just virtually.
Yeah, normally I was just like muting his mic and whatever he says. It's okay. No, I think this will be the last time we're doing this one. All right. All right. Let me start with the first news today. Obviously this is a big news because the Google Core update has finally been been rolling out.
Finally rolled out. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
One of those.
Yes, whatever. I think you get the point. I'm still missing data yet. Have you seen what Glenn Gabe has shared with a lot of HCU losers, so sites that have lost during the last helpful content update that actually surged back, but it's only about 20%, but we can definitely see that Google did something here.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, I'm missing like the bigger analyses. I've not seen any of those yet, but I would assume that this week or starting next week, all the different tool providers will look at the data and will churn out some losers and winners we can actually dissect a little bit more. I can only share from my personal experience working with our customers. I saw quite a couple, as I would say, bigger shifts that I would have expected. But what was really interesting was that I actually had a customer where I thought, this is like a clear Google Core update impact, what I'm seeing here, because it was quite a steep decline. But when I looked at all the keywords that actually lost traffic, I could actually see this is all keywords where there was previously no AI overview, no AI mode, and the result just got pushed down. And this is like the typical 30% they lost. And I think this is quite hard in analyzing the impact of the core update with also this, which has a very strong effect, obviously, on click-through rates and clicks.
Sure.
What have you seen with the latest core update?
Of course, our clients only one. As always. No, I'm just kidding. Not all clients want. But I'm seeing the same thing. So for me,
you can be number one, but still, like AI overview and AI. Well, good job, Kevin.
Yeah, no chance. You have to separate traffic from ranks, and I generally don't like ranks anymore. But for a core update analysis, they can be helpful, right? So if your ranks obviously improved by a lot, that means that generally Google likes your site more. But it can mean that your traffic is still flat. I've seen a lot of reversals from last year's March core update. So we had one in March of this year. We have another one now in June. And interestingly, if you look back at when sites gain and lose, they're often related to previous core updates, which is because a similar system was updated. And what I'm seeing a lot is that my clients that saw a change, it's a lot about preference of sites that Google has. So one of my clients is in the health space, a big brand, and in the March of last year, they lost a lot of keyword ranks where it wasn't really obvious that there was a problem. It was more so that Google wanted a certain type of other site, more publishers instead of brands, and that flipped around now again, right? So it's always a bit frustrating because you're wondering like, what are they doing? If a core update reverses what a previous core update did, then, but it seems that Google's just testing. They're always testing things. Some things take longer for Google to find the sweet spot. And so this to me is a reversal of last year's March update.
Yeah, I think pretty typical with core updates that you would test certain things during a specific period, and then with the next core update you might roll it back, or this is just how it goes, right? And this makes a lot of sense. This what systems were touched last March. Actually, okay, let's see of all the experiments we've done, what actually provided more value. Let's keep that sticky, and whatever else, just reverse it, because it just doesn't make any sense. Yep. So we're really looking forward to next week. This is definitely going to be a topic next week. I think we're going to have like the SEM rushes and everybody like really showing some more winners and losers we can really more dissect. So stay tuned for next week. But we got a big topic this week, obviously, and this is really something which is shaping up to be, I think, the next war field in this industry. We got the new browser wars. As if we wouldn't have enough wars in the world already. I mean, I really don't like this very brutal rhetoric, right? I mean, like the browser wars. I mean, like really, we have enough wars. It's okay. You can query who has the best browser. That's okay, but don't start a war, guys. Right? I mean, like seriously, right? But it's really shaping up to become something like this, because Perplexity just launched Comet, an AI-powered web browser. We also have the browser company, which just launched an AI-first browser, Dia. Actually, never heard of that one. And obviously, everybody is looking at the big dog, at JetGPT. And OpenAI also reportedly will launch its own web browser very soon. And in this case, they say it could be a game changer, which with one drawback. The drawback obviously being, hey, we get your data, right? I mean, like, give me all your data. You're using my browser, and I'm just gonna use everything you do within this browser. Every little bit of information I can get out of this browser interaction will be used to make my product better, the browser, whatever, right? I mean, like this is, and obviously. This is something where people are a little bit reluctant. I think, especially for us being Germans. I mean, we can totally get it, right? We're always like the German angst is real, right? And in the States, they might be a little bit more relaxed on these kind of issues. But we really care about privacy, right? And if I see something like this, I'm really like, I don't know, right? I mean, like, because the browser is a very, very personal thing, right? I mean, like, this is where you, basically lead your online life, and if that company is like, really, oh, look, here's the shiny new free thing you can use. But if it's free, it might be you who's the product. So we all know this. So what do you expect of these browser wars? Obviously, they all want to come after Chrome. Chrome is one of the biggest assets for Google, which really helped them to be the best search engine. And because they have all this data, which nobody else has, and obviously they spend lots of time and resources to also fortify that moat, thinking about the deal they've done with Apple and everything. So it makes a lot of sense for these companies to go directly at it. And OpenAI even wanted to buy Chrome. Hey, if it ever, with the DOJ, if you ever want to put it out, I would buy it, right? I mean, like, well, 50 of billion, course, sure. Whatever, right? It's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. On OpenAI, it's definitely worth it. And so it makes a lot of sense for these companies going after Google Chrome. But what do you make of this newfound initiative by all these companies to now head into this browser war?
Yeah, it makes sense. I think winning the battle for browsers, I think it's almost critical for survival, because Google is pushing their AI experience even further into Chrome. Mm-hmm. So you can already, if you use the command with an @ in the browser bar on Chrome, you can already ask Gemini a question directly. Mm-hmm. And that's going to just intensify, because Google needs to win this. Mm-hmm. So they're going to use their biggest weapon, which is, instead of waiting...
They need to win this. Not from Kevin. Google needs to win this. Right?
I don't have a browser.
You're quite biased here.
No, I mean, from Google's side, they want to win this, of course, right? So they're becoming more and more ready and willing to use their biggest weapon, which is Chrome and Android, and making the AI experience native as close to the user as they can, right? Mm-hmm. So everybody else feels threatened. So I would be shocked if Claude doesn't try to publish their own browser, and maybe even XAI, Grok, Elon's thing. I'm sure they will all try.
The Nazi browser.
The Nazi
the brown browser.
The Führer browser. Might get banned from YouTube for this. I don't know.
Really?
No. I'm kidding.
Come on, it's true, right?
Yeah, it is true. It's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then it's critical, right? Also, you need the data, but besides the threat from Google, I think what's also important is that every LLM wants to win the new agentic experience, which is the next level of AI. And the browser is helpful not just because of the data, but also because it stores logins and credit card data. And because it can render JavaScript better. And right now, most LLMs, I think except for Gemini, really struggle with rendering JavaScript. But because all these browsers are built on the Chromium engine, it renders JavaScript, right? So now you have all ingredients you need to make that agentic experience really, really important and work.
And I think, Cindy Krum will hear this and will be like, hey, I had this awesome theory about how Google is using actually Chrome to basically, rendering websites, for them. And this is actually the same play all of these browser companies could use. It's like, oh, we can't render JavaScript with our crawler, but if people visit the page, right, and it's always going to be pages that people visit often, that are also going to be requested more often, so it makes a lot of sense, right? And now I have a rendered image I can actually use, so it makes a lot of sense for them to be doing this. Although we still don't know if Google is doing this, but really, I mean, check out the theory by Cindy Krum. It's just phenomenal. It's absolutely outstanding, and I think this could also be at play here. And you're talking about agentics also, because OpenAI just launched these agents, which allows you to do all that stuff in the browser by themselves if you want to. I don't know. I think it's not the time yet to do this. But let's talk more about the browser.
Yeah.
Do you really think, because everybody's working on it, right? And obviously Google is packing a lot of stuff, a lot of AI functionality into Google Chrome. So why would people even need to change?
That's
right?
the thing. Yes. Like a smartphone, everybody has just one browser. And the question is, what value would pull people away from Chrome? Privacy-wise, I don't think there's a lot to gain, right? Like, I don't think it can be even more private or secure. I think that's table stakes.
Yeah.
Faster, maybe, but because all the other browsers are also built on Chromium, I don't think you can get like 10x faster browsers. I think they need AI features, right? And so the question is really, what native AI features can you provide in a browser that makes it so much better for you to switch from Chrome? Because don't forget, Chrome has good lock-in effects. They store your passwords and your history and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's going to be hard to win. And I wonder if maybe OpenAI has the best chances because they're also working on a new device. And I wonder if there will be some connection with a new device in the browser, similar to how Safari is the second largest browser because it's on Apple devices, right? So I'm not sure if that's going to be enough for OpenAI to really challenge Google, but I think they need another ace up their sleeve. They need to pull out something else and then say, oh, by the way.
But even if you pull that out, Google Chrome would be sitting there, the product manager, and he's like, oh, look at that. ChatGPT just launched feature X. Let's do it. Let's wipe code it right away. Boom. Right? I mean, like seriously, is this really, I mean, before you change the browser, I read the announcement, now I want to change my browser. Before you even read the announcement, Google Chrome has it, and it's like, oh no, you shouldn't change it anymore. Is it really that these companies can provide a something so unique that really will people drive to, oh, I gotta have that browser. This is the browser I'm going to use from now on.
So I see two ways. One is the device, right? So I think OpenAI is working on some recording device that you might carry on you, so it gets all the context from your life. I know a lot of people will be like, oh, privacy and the data. We'll see. But if they do that, they have a chance to say, and it's going to interface with our browser, so you have all that context already in the browser, right? So that you need something outside of the browser, not a browser feature, but outside of it that makes it more attractive, like Apple did. Or the other thing is that it looks completely different, and you don't go to websites anymore, but it's more like an operating system on your computer. And then like now with the new agent, they launched these integrations with your email and calendar and stuff, right? So maybe it looks completely different and the speed doesn't matter because you don't leave the one page. You don't have tabs, you don't have pages, you just have the browser in the conversational interface. We'll see. For Perplexity, I mean, it costs $200 a month. So that's a immediate way to disqualify 99.9% of people. And I think that's intentional because they want to only beta test it with the hardcore users. But I haven't yet seen the killer feature that could really challenge Chrome from Perplexity.
So I really doubt that there's going to be like this killer feature. I get the idea with like the hardware that connects really well, and then you have but then people need to have that hardware, and this use case of that hardware used in conjunction with that browser, which makes it much better.
They need an iPhone moment. They need an iPhone moment. And look, Johnny Ive is with ChatGPT. They're working. He was the inventor of the other device that challenged Google. So, I mean, Chrome, we'll see if they can pull it off. It's like you need to land the rockets just on the right spot for this to work. The odds are against them.
And not just OpenAI, because everybody's working on that browser. And this is what I think, like, also, this is also it's like the Operas, right? And the like the DIA, the browser company. What does it? I don't get it, right? I mean, like, I totally get it why they're all doing it, but I don't see. I don't see anytime soon that Chrome is abandoned by the people, because especially because the lock-in effect is also so strong, right? And who would change that? And even if you say it looks different, right? I mean, like, I like it. I like surfing on websites, using tabs because I work in different thing, and I don't know.
You see, OpenAI tries to challenge everything that Chrome does. They're also working on their own Office. Because
Google Office, Microsoft Office,
their own version of that. Because a big part of the Chrome stack is Google Docs and Google Sheets. It's all interconnected. It works super fast and stuff. So you see, OpenAI they systematically go after everything that Google offers for free. And then the question is, how much better can they make it? So we'll see.
But you not just have to make it a little bit better. You have to
10x.
So much better that people are really like, oh, I'm going to abandon all the stuff, and especially when you talk about all the Office products, right? I mean, like, I have so much presentation, so much docs, so much sheets in here, right? And even if you like offer very nifty import functionality or whatever, it's just a huge pain to basically change the way you work, And I can't really imagine how you can 10x a product like Sheets and Docs and presentations. I can imagine how to 10x it if you're the only one that has AI features. I totally get it, right? But if everybody has the same thing, and again, the Google Docs product manager will sit there, oh, look at this, they started this, let's do this too.
I mean, I will say, if I look at how poorly Google integrated Gemini into Google Sheets, it makes me think that maybe Google cannot copy it fast enough. But either way, OpenAI needs to do something extreme. It cannot look like Chrome. It has to be different. It has to be AI first in every aspect. And even then, the chances are small. So I'm with you. Let's see what happens the next 12 months.
Crazy. What do you guys think of the browser wars? Let us know. Chime in. I'm really interested in your opinion as well. It's really, really interesting. And we just talked about OpenAI, and OpenAI is really, making them large steps. So we just saw, as I just mentioned, they just started the agentic thing. Now they quietly add Shopify as a shopping search partner. So they're really pushing into the search. Into the search sphere here, as a shopping, and it's also that they did it quietly. I think it was Aleda who actually found it out, which is kind of insane, right? I mean, like, it's a big thing, right? And they would be like, oh, about it? I don't know. It's quite crazy. But it makes more sense when you also then hear OpenAI adding checkouts to ChatGPT, taking a cut of sales, obviously, right? And this is, I think, the big thing, and that's also probably what happened with Shopify. They also, hey, put you in here. We share the checkout. Whenever somebody buys something from a Shopify shop out of ChatGPT, give us 5%. I don't know. Makes a lot of sense. So they really starting to get into this game. But I remember, I think, a great research done by Marcus Tober from last year. He was talking about Perplexity, and he was like really digging very deep into Perplexity, and he actually saw that Perplexity was only recommending products where they had an affiliate code. And he was like really showing this, like really like checking the sources, seeing the article, and they deliberately not mentioning a specific product, although it was the number one vorgeschlagene product, suggested product, but they didn't have an affiliate code for them. Everything in there had an affiliate code, right? And so, and if I hear something like this, if I have two products I can recommend to you, what one is better, like by the whole community says, okay, this is the best product, but only for the other product, right? I have the affiliate code. So talking about something like Apple, right? Apple won't do an affiliate deal, and people will say, hey, this is the best iPad, the best professional laptop, whatever. But they will be suggesting another one because they have the affiliate code for them. So it's like the product search engines all over again, giving you product recommendations. But hey, who pays me the most is actually been a number one. So I mean, like, this is us talking about it, also like very proficient in that field, right? But the normal user won't see this. But do you think that this actually has the potential, like really to really just turn out like very biased results in regards to monetization, and not leading to an overall better experience that we would all like to have?
Yeah, so I worked at G2, software review company, and one key differentiator between us and the incumbent Capterra was that on Capterra, I think it's still the case, you basically pay to play, right? The more you pay, the higher up you appear, and that's how you get leads. And we didn't do that. There's no way to pay to influence the reviews or the sorting on G2. I think now maybe they have some ads, but still the sorting is like Google. You cannot pay to rank higher, right? You can pay for ads, but not to rank higher. And I think limiting suggestions based on what makes you the most money is a poor user experience. And I think long-term, that poor user experience will lose against a better user experience. So Perplexity, what they should have done, instead of only showing the products that give them affiliate revenue, is to go to companies and say, look, this is the affiliate revenue that we already drive for these other products. You should also join our system, but not make it a ranking criteria. And so I think for ChatGPT and OpenAI broadly, I think it's an opportunity because they clearly already see enough commerce that they see that this is a significant source of monetization, right? They wouldn't make this move if they don't see in their internal data, hey, people are really buying products through us. We should start asking for a cut. And then the big question, of course, is if they're going to show ads, right? There is a document that was also published first on the information, which is a slide deck that had like a little placeholder for, I think it was called free user monetization planned for 2026.
I remember that, yeah.
So
free user monetization. Oh, what could that be?
I mean, affiliates could be that, right? But I think, everybody's like, they have to show ads. And so I think commerce critical together with agents, this is going to form another frontier in this war/battle. Combined with the browsers, this doesn't happen accidentally. I think this all happens at the same time for a reason, because they're pushing hard in that direction. And from what I know about Google, e-commerce is really important for their monetization. And so again, they're attacking Google where it hurts, which is e-commerce, which, you have another player in the mix there, which is Amazon. And Amazon is, in my perception, very far behind on e-commerce. So I think this is interesting, because it puts ChatGPT in the ring with Amazon and with Google. And I'm almost more curious about what will Amazon do next as a reaction to that instead of Google.
What do you think will Amazon do next?
Alexa. I think Amazon is going to try to bypass the search experience and try to go directly to the device, and making that conversational experience so good that it drives incremental e-commerce revenue.
So we have this doing radio commercials again. Hey, Alexa, buy XYZ. Right on.
Well, how's the weather today?
Very interesting. Also really, really, really interesting. Also this is, and it's finally, like something going on again, right? I mean, like really, it's for a long time. Like Google has always been, and now it's like from multiple fronts. I mean, like they always had this this problem with product searches. Obviously, these are the best to monetize. I mean, like Google can't live off just navigational and informational queries. That's just it, right? And they already lost to Amazon. And, you know, we remember Eric Schmidt saying, you know, really our biggest competitor is Amazon. By the way, Eric Schmidt didn't want to go into bruising browser wars. He didn't even want to buy Chrome back then, but different story. Look how it turned out. But I think this is like really interesting how all these companies go from different angles, different attack vectors, so to speak, and trying to chip away from Google. But I still think that Google's so big and so powerful, right? That it will be like very hard to dribble around them, because they can dribble just as fast, right? And they also have smart minds sitting there, and they're probably not just picking their noses. So yeah.
I mean, some of them, they're just paid to not go somewhere else.
Of course. Okay.
That's a nice job. I want to apply for that. Yeah, you know, like Google never managed to beat Amazon in e-commerce, right? With all the stuff that they tried. So some things are just hard, even though you're a giant.
Although Bill Reddy did a lot of good things, I think.
Sure.
They really put a dent, I think, a little bit. I mean, like, obviously, if you don't have a product search, and this is just like products anymore, right? Not very nice for SEOs, but it is a very shopping experience. But also what they've done with like the Merchant Center, right? And also like I think this has been a major step for e-commerce stores to really trying to make the most out of product searches at Google. And as I really like these initiatives, but yeah, nevertheless, you need more people to actually search for products that you can.
But I hope the most out of this thing happening, or commerce coming to AI, or ChatGPT specifically, is more data, right? So I hope that it brings fresh winds into e-commerce, and for e-commerce to see, oh wow, we're actually making good sales on ChatGPT. Let's invest more in our visibility there, and hopefully for us to get some sort of visibility data, right? So that's, I mean, it's always like you always want to incentivize websites to optimize for your platform. And one way to do that is to show, look, here's how you perform, here's how your competitors perform, right? So if I had to make a prediction, next year, I would expect a ChatGPT Merchant Center, you know, where you see, hey, how much did you earn through ChatGPT? What's the affiliate fee that they took, and what's maybe the visibility for you?
This is what Glenn Gate proposed, right? This like give webmasters a GSC, because Google doesn't give it to us. You give it to us, and webmasters will be more like, hey, let's do a little bit over here. I mean, I love how you just casually say, you know, oh, we increase our visibility in ChatGPT. I mean, do you have a best practice? I mean, like, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, like, but I get it. But it's like that sounds, oh, that's so easy. Now we're just gonna focus on that, right? I mean, like, this is also. That also means for them, I guess, like more also webmaster outreach, right? Like everything, like when I'm coming from a day when Google was, when there was no Google contact. You had the Webmaster World Forum at the Google guy, which turned out to be Matt Cutts a couple of years later, right? And then you had Matt Cutts for the longest time and nobody else. Then they had Adam, then they had Jen, and these kind of guys, but they all didn't want to take this role because I mean, like, obviously it was a huge pain. I mean, Matt Cutts, holy shit, I don't want to see his inbox, right? But they really now, you know, like have fledged out a great webmaster support team with John, with Martin, right? And they do an incredible job, but it's also a very, very tough job for them, right? And I think this is something, if you offer all of this, you also have to have a team like this that will support webmasters in all these things.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely possible and realistic for OpenAI to do. I agree, it's a tough job, and I think it's, you know, like it's a good time, right? The sentiment towards Google is not the best right now, so coming around and be like, hey, we're offering you a new home. Here's some of the data that you can use, and also, what data can ChatGPT get from the websites, right? So if I was responsible for the program, I would say, okay, here's your visibility. You should upload your product feed to us, right? So that's easier for us to get your products. And then we'll show you even more data about maybe how often these products were seen, what's, you know, like how much interest there is about certain products. So you can incentivize the rest of the web to give you more data, to make your experience better, to compete more with Google and stuff. And if you put together a team of 10, 20 people for OpenAI, that's peanuts,
Yeah, it's peanuts, but nevertheless, also it's still, it's not like, oh, here it is. It works, right?
I mean, you need to build it.
Yeah, sure. Okay. We definitely want to see more of that. And let's see how actually people are using ChatGPT. There's a nice study out of from Adobe, how ChatGPT is changing the way we search. And there's quite a couple of very interesting things. Also, 77% of people in the US use ChatGPT as a search engine, but that doesn't mean they don't use Google. So we had this graph from Lily Ray last week, if you remember, right? So there's a huge overlap. So it's not like this or that. People use both, I think, for different use cases in the most part. But it's also obviously a generational thing, with Gen Z, being the most likely, obviously more likely than the boomers like us, just not like
speak
us.
for yourself.
I know.
Yourself, okay?
I'm not even a boomer, so
Gen X, proud millennial.
I always forget how young you are. This is crazy.
Oh, not that young anymore.
It's my birthday on Sunday, so it's getting worse every year. 3 in 10 people in the US trust ChatGPT more than other search engines. That's also crazy, right? With also hallucinations going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. But what I heard is actually that for critical thinking, you need to have an IQ of at least 100, right? And so 100 is like the median, right? As the median IQ is 100. So you will have in the world 50% who have less than 100 IQ. And critical thinking starts at 100. And I think this could actually be quite a crazy factor in here, like why 3 in 10 people trust ChatGPT more? Because they won't even have the capacity to critically think about what I just read, and does it even make sense? Should I, research a little bit more? I think that is a problem.
That's why it's so hard for me.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah.
No, but it obviously depends on what you use ChatGPT.
Oh, by the way, who's there? Mikko!
Hey,
one of the OGs, one of the best SEOs we have in our industry, and he's still around. And by the way, a very, very talented in pottery now, which is a much better field than SEO. Yeah. He has also a great YouTube channel. It's so great you're with us again, Mikkel. And by the way, it's on Sunday, so no pre-congratulations.
In Germany, it's very
don't do that.
Yeah.
German Angst. German Angst. Yeah. So great you're here, mate. What do we also have? 36% of people in the US discovered a new product or brand through ChatGPT.
I believe it.
And with Gen Z leading at 47. And wow,
have you bought something through ChatGPT before?
No. Have you bought something?
Yeah.
What have you bought?
Insurance.
Really?
Yeah. So because now I'm in Germany, right? And getting like all the insurances straight is tough for me.
We are all for insurance. Everything is insured.
You can insure everything.
Yeah. Like Germans, it's insurance heaven.
You can insure your insurance.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And so digging through all of that, I collect a lot of information. So I'm working with an agent, and I fact-checked him through ChatGPT.
Okay.
Uploaded documents and stuff.
And then you didn't take it over the agent, but you just booked it yourself.
Agent...
thank you for your cheap work you did for me. I did it myself. Let's just go into a store. Like, oh, does this fit? Then you make a photo and then you buy it online. Man.
No, I did not know. I evaluated the recommendations from the agent
to
ChatGPT, and then I went with him. Because it didn't cost me anything. I said, okay, I'll buy with you. But man, no, I mean, this stuff is so good. Yesterday, we had another issue at home, a technical issue. Mm-hmm. My wife is at home alone. I'm here right on the road with you. Mm-hmm. And we have a water pump in the basement that went crazy. And so she took a picture. We checked on ChatGPT. We knew exactly what to do. So this is not commerce per se, but the recommendations you get are just so good. So I agreed to critical thinking. And I think it also depends a little bit on what you do. I assume that for Adobe, it's more commerce related.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe less informational. If this was a health company, I'd be curious if people take the health advice from ChatGPT.
Yeah. I'd be very reluctant to take.
How many cigarettes should a pregnant woman smoke? I mean,
how many? I don't know.
3, I think. That's what Google said.
Don't. I mean, like, really, this is not a no, really.
No legal advice, no investing advice, no health
advice.
advice.
I think we can agree. If you're pregnant, don't smoke cigarettes.
Yes.
I think that's like 100% sure, right? Okay. It's like a binary question. What people are searching for in ChatGPT, everyday questions. Also, by the way, yesterday I had the crazy thing also where I heard this fact from I just mentioned. There are people that as a use it or sort of like also you're like very lonely, you don't have someone, and that people using it when like they have an argument with their boyfriend and they will upload the chat history or something like that and they say, hey, who is correct or something like that. What the hell?
Dangerous, but honestly, it's good for that type of stuff.
Yeah, it's good for that type of stuff, but it will always agree probably a little bit more with you, right?
Yeah, that's a stupid way. What I did is I uploaded all my personality tests to ChatGPT. I created a project about myself, and then I like to understand myself better. So I took all these personality tests over the last couple of years. I uploaded all the data, and then I asked it, how am I most likely to cause a fight with my spouse, or to be like, what's my responsibility in fights? What are my triggers? What are my patterns? And the answers are amazing.
Really?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's mind-blowing.
Wow. Well, what is your trigger?
Shame is a trigger for me. Guilt, feeling criticized, those kind of things, taking things personally. Those are my kind of triggers, right? And so you obviously want to be careful with what you upload to ChatGPT. But man, the stuff it can synthesize about your data, right? I don't have a high enough IQ to critically think if it's true or not. So I just find it's, like as a referee, it's stupid, right? Because but for understanding yourself and your role in things, it's awesome.
Also, I like the reflection. I mean, like, also, and I think this is also like in America, it's like quite, everybody has like a therapist, right? In Germany, it's quite unusual. It goes a lot of shame with it. I think this is like the easy version to get into this, and I think it can help everybody who's not really reflected. I think very interesting. I was like, wow, crazy. I didn't know that because I would be like giving all that data to them, right? I mean, like this is
you can do but temporary chat, and then it deletes it.
Okay.
Temporary, but I don't know. I feel less if I wouldn't upload any like my social security number, my bank account type of stuff, finance, like that. I'll obviously keep far away, but stuff about myself, it can only give me better context and better answers. And if somebody else knows it about me, it's like, so what? What my Enneagram is, my personality type, and I don't have, I don't feel worried about that.
Although, it's like if I want to persuade you, it's very interesting to know all this stuff about you, because then I also know how to persuade you to do whatever.
Sure. Spend more money on ChatGPT. Maybe the AI becomes so smart that's like, I know Kevin inside out. I know what he likes. But I think that's more realistic than, OpenAI using that data to try to harm me. I think they're going to use the data to give me better ads and products and all that kind of stuff, like Meta, like Google. And so maybe my view on that is a bit naive, but I think I'm always thinking about what are the incentives. That's because of my
just
IQ.
A tiny bit.
That's my low IQ. But no, I think the incentive is to make money, and let's see, maybe I'm wrong, and then I'll be the first AI slave.
The first AI slave. Oh my! I'm like connected. Oh, have you tried the new OpenAI agent? It's like, oh, I'm gonna try it. Oh, Kevin Indig. What? I can what?
Oh God.
But what do we have? Brainstorming, creative inspiration. Obviously, this is also like use case we didn't do before, right? Like also everyday questions, brainstorm, creative, right? This is like stuff you could not do that well probably with Google, I guess, right? Work-related tasks, obviously. Hey, please, ChatGPT, do my work for today. Here it is. Fact checking. Fact checking. I don't know.
Be careful.
Fact checking after the fact checking, maybe. And then you have product research. 34%, right? This is what I wanted to get down to. This is kind of crazy, right? Really, 1/3 of the people like really searching for product ideas, and the product research, as a more with Google, I already know what I want, and okay, here it is, and this thing. And so here it's more like the research. And could this be basically what sets them apart? Because people are basically using it one step earlier, sort of like before I even know I'm going to buy a specific product. But because I just have a normal question, I don't even know if I need a product. I just have a specific question, and then it turns out, oh, there is a product. Oh my God, there it is. This is what I need. Also, is this maybe like the differentiating factor that they can start like one step early? Because
I think so. Because so there's some more data that came out, I think from SEMrush also, that about 30% of prompts on ChatGPT are related to generative intent, a new type of intent where people try to do something in the moment, right?
Yeah.
And the opportunity that I see that where I think you're right is people try to do something like, say, fix their bike. They get instructions, but then at some point in the instructions, it's like, oh, here's a new screw or tool you need. And then it turns from generative to transactive, right? So I think the more people can do with AI, the higher the chances that within that task, there's a commercial intent ingrained. And that's where I think you're right.
And also like a basket of commercial intents in the sense of that I start a specific project. I want to, how do I build a tree house in my garden, right?
Yeah.
And obviously it will give me like the instructions and everything. And obviously I'm not going to go like, okay, now go to Google and say, okay, I need this, and now I need that, and now I need this, put in the basket, put in the shopping basket. Now it's like, buy me all the stuff, boom, right? And I'll get all the stuff. Find me the cheapest sources and buy it from there. Also, this could also be, I think, which makes a lot of impact because you're just bundling a lot of the commercial queries, so to speak.
Yes, you help people solve a task. That also is illustrated in some of the Google marketing material when you look at how they market AI mode and the new Google Lens and all that kind of stuff, right? It's turning more and more into the same, or one product. They have this video where this guy is repairing a bike, right? And he's like, guide me through this. What screw do I need? Oh, go back through my emails and see which screw I bought. Oh, I don't have it. Go to this merchant and order it. So, I think the intents in a weird way are mixing together more and more. And it comes down to people trying to solve a task in the moment, book a vacation, repair something, right? Whatever it is. And in that same moment, there's a load of transactions that they discover along doing the task. And I think that's going to be very important for SEOs to be present in, but we're also going to see ads in that thing, right? So it's like, I wonder what that's going to look like, right? Oh, you want to buy the screw? Just so you know, there's other company bid so that I prefer, I say them first, or like, I don't know what that's going to look like on the...
No, I know your profile. I can make you buy the more expensive screw because you will be ashamed that you use the cheap screw. You can buy the cheap screw, but this would be, this is...
Maybe, right? The question then is like, how do advertisers come into this?
Yeah, and the question is, how would you even know?
How would you know?
How would you? Because you're influenced so well. Maybe. That how would you know, right?
As long as I'm happy, Marcus, is fine.
As long as you're happy, all right. I think this is also a great statistic here. Top reasons for using ChatGPT as a search engine: summarize complex topics well. I think this is one of the biggest use cases overall, which was not available at all before, right? And people, I don't want to read it. Just like emails, articles, like everybody's just like, I don't know. I feel like really like a dinosaur for me, just still reading articles, and I'm not I read the articles. I don't go in and just please summarize.
But there's somebody's never I have this conversation with a client, right? And they're like, I recommended them put key takeaways at the top of your articles. But why would people read the article if they know the key takeaways? But I think that's the wrong approach.
Absolutely.
The key takeaways just show you there's value. The article, reading the whole article helps you understand. You know what I mean? You cannot understand from bullet points. You need to read the whole thing.
It's sort of I go against this Twitterization of information. That it's like it's only short things anymore. I can't even read big things as like longer texts anymore. I can only read and consume bullet points. I'm so against it.
It's headline reading.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm still also reading books, and by the way, physical books.
What's a book?
By the way, want to say hi to Rüdiger. Thanks for tuning in. And also one of the best SEOs in Germany, Hans Cronenberg, is in the house. Food morning is a little bit early. Food morning to you, lieber Hans. Cool that you're here. All right, very fun study. Let's move along. Very interesting. Jess Schultz holds something. Google AI mode shows different sources for the same query. Who would have thought? I mean, like obviously I can do a query from here, you do a query there, we will have totally different results. We all know how it works. But Jess Schultz found some very interesting stuff with Google Chrome, Google mobile app. And did you know Google actually has 2 Google AI modes, one in Chrome and one another in Google app? The surface a user selects drastically affects which sources get cited. This is why when optimizing for AI visibility, check both faces of Google, she explained. Oh my God, I'm going to change, check. What? But this is kind of crazy, right? How do you think, or why do you think this is happening?
I mean, I think that, in parts, the citation, these AI mode results are always kind of changing, right? They're very messy. Day to day, they change, even in the answer, not just the citations. I wonder if Google factors in the location on mobile as well, right? So there's maybe some mobile intent. So I'd be curious about the Boston Airport Hotel. That was one of the queries. Of course, if you look for a location on mobile, you'll always get different results. Also on the regular desktop, on the regular Google search compared to desktop. But I think the underlying.
But I would say this is Google Chrome on a mobile, and this is the Google mobile app. Right. As in, this shouldn't be different results because they have the same data from me, right?
It's true. It's only different between mobile and desktop. But on the app, I'm not sure. I would maybe expect that the sources citations always change all the time. So I'd be curious how often, even on the same device, would you get different results when you look for the same prompt, maybe 1 hour or every hour, you know what I mean? So, but it's a good question. What did Jess say? What's the reason? Or what does she think is the reason?
I don't know. I don't think. Just shows you how dynamic the results are. If you know something, let us know. This is a very interesting thing. Great find, Jess.
Yes.
Then, by the way, great find. Devin Koznitsky also found something really cool with Copilot, because Copilot is also showing basically its inner workings. Also, when you search something, it will show you basically what it is searching. Also, basically says this is, I think, what the user wants. So it does like a slightly larger prompt, and then he also gives you the sources he's using. And the interesting thing is, he went into DevTools and he found two different variables here. RS grounding chips and PAA grounding chips. So, and with RS grounding chips, you can actually see different search queries, and these were normal search queries. So, best lawnmower 2025, best lawnmower for a big garden, that kind of thing. And then the PAA grounding chips, PAA sounds like people also ask, and these were actually questions. So, which lawnmower should I use? And this is, I think, quite interesting. That you can also see. We've all heard about query fan out and all this stuff, and we also heard from Mike King, how the different intents, which are basically all searched for to compile the final answer. And here we see it live in action with Copilot, where they are on the one hand we do these traditional queries, and on the other hand these really semantic natural language prompts, and then basically form an answer out of this together. Also, I think great find from David. Thank you very much. Then, by the way, great finds, Metehan. Really looking forward to meet him at the SEO Oktoberfest G50 Summit in September. He found a nice trick again. And he said a temperature 00 LLM trick. And this is really interesting. So set the temperature to 00 and watch the magic happen. It's really interesting. He's basically asking, he's looking for, the answer he's getting. Where is this? Oh, look at this. This is exactly, where what the people are writing about, in this case, Brighton SEO, right? And so if I say, hey, Brighton SEO, please, fill in the gap, so to speak, it will make this sentence that it has obviously learned. And also with Tesla, with Elon Musk is, and then please just complete the sentence. Obviously, is the CEO of Tesla, is the CEO of Tesla at SpaceX, is this of SpaceX, right? And there's also the exact answer that comes out. So what you can do with your brand is actually, complete this. The brand XYZ is reliable, expensive, cheap, I don't know, right? And this will basically tell you what the engine thinks, because this is what is learned about it. So I think this is a great tip to get a little bit more insight how these LLMs see your brand and what they have learned about your brand, what you might have to relearn them.
The temperature is basically the creativity of the answer, right? And so
And with zero, no creativity at all. Just give me what you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Elon Musk is a Nazi. No, is the CEO of. Sorry. Yeah, we're getting banned on Twitter. By the way, we're not getting banned from Google because Google says AI won't replace the need for SEO. Who would have thought? No.
Great.
No, I totally, of course, of course. But sure. I don't need an article in Search Engine Journal to tell me that.
Yes.
There was a discussion going on, but we don't have to think about it because that's it. Who would have thought otherwise? Then Google, did some cool stuff. Google's new Graph Foundation model improves precision by up to 40x. 40x. That's pretty crazy. This is also being used for spam detection, and as we can see, the spam detection has a tremendous improvement in precision. And I mean, we're so low on time, so I don't think we need to dive in a little bit more than this. But talking about spam, Ahrefs did a nice case study. A study, and they found no evidence that Google penalizes AI content. I mean, like, who would have thought? I would have thought that Google would penalize AI content. Doesn't really make sense, right? Because I mean, if it's helpful, it's good. If it's written by an AI as a user, I don't care. At least as long as it's helpful. So this makes a lot of sense that they didn't find any evidence how they are that they are penalizing AI content. So you can still use it responsibly. Responsibly. Responsive design.
Responsibly.
Responsibly. Sorry, not responsive.
Also, it should be responsive.
It should be responsive. I had this joke yesterday. Why are mobile marketers great parents? Because they are responsive.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay. Then we have talking about influence. I now have some crazy news for you here. So we had this example here. Chris Long shared this. These marketers influenced ChatGPT to list their CEO as the sexiest bald man of 2025. Nice. I tried to optimize it for us as well. Didn't work. I don't know why.
That's weird.
I have no idea.
It's no thin content.
No thin content. Oh, that is thin content.
That is very
ultra thin content.
I think that's 404.
So this is quite interesting. So what they did, there is this contest, and they also trying to find like the most. He looks a little bit like Alex, by the way, right? The Rock looks like Alex.
That's a compliment for The Rock, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But Prince William is the sexiest bald man.
That sounds like fake slop, right?
Whatever.
AI slop.
Whatever. And so what they did is like they had articles and listing them as how you do it these days, right? And you have these lists, and then you have them show up in there, and they actually did, and they got him in here. So this is like fun exercise. Nobody's optimizing for that. Nobody's hurt. All good. But now let me show you some example where people are getting hurt. Because DigitalLoft had this article here, revealed hacked sites and expired domains are being used as sources for ChatGPT recommendations. Who would have thought that the black hats now, shift focus and like, hey, if you can influence this, why not?
Well in life.
Yeah, and this is crazy. This is really crazy. So what they found, it's a really great study here. He found this site here ranking for the best place to play online slots. And I thought BartonDefense.com doesn't really make sense. Looks like an expired domain, but no, look twice. Okay, this is like the site that ranked, but her actual site is still online, right? This is her normal law practice, right? And somebody just hacked into the website, just created that page, got it to rank, and she might even not know that this is actually happening. And the worst case is if they even take your IP address, so you can send someone an email, right? And then I get your IP address, and then I can cloak your IP address that you won't even see that hacked page, right? This is like, I had this with blogs like all the time, and it spurts. But I mean, like, you have to, I guess you have to do this. And this is crazy, and this is happening everywhere, and not just on her side. You also have this here Paradigma Coalition. In this case, this is like a former UN United Nations youth-led, youth-focused organization kind of thing, which is now recommending online slots. And obviously, like it's like the spammers have shifted from like all the shenanigans we're doing to fuck with the Google results, right? Here's like really about influencing ChatGPT.
Sure.
and it works like a charm. Yeah. And you have these great examples where you can also see all these different sites, which are now basically, and by the way, white text on white background. This is so classic. I mean, like 100 styles points for that, right? You're not just hacking that website, but you also put up that site and then you put it.
No harm done. Yeah, no harm done. No, right? Nobody sees it anyway.
Holy shit. Also, this is next level. And then obviously you also have the expired domains, which are suited quite well. Although I really got to say, I mean, like, especially Google, I mean, like, this is something that you can probably influence ChatGPT with, but like with Google has really good and really well with expired domains, because I've been in expired domains for, I mean, like at least 20 years, right? And back then it worked like a charm. This was like really my weapon of choice. But a couple of years ago, Google has done something and it really like, also expired domains, are not working as good as before. And it's not just me. I've also had other people talk about this. But now we can use those again to, influence ChatGPT, and also, like an anti-alcohol and drug misuse program. Oh, that's hey, you're already into drugs and alcohol. Why not also sports betting? I mean, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense, right? For them. This is really crazy. Check out the article. This is really, really crazy. Mikkel has something to say. Google are sending very mixed signals for AI content. In search, I believe they will still be focused on what is actually good content. They should be. But on YouTube, they just announced that AI-generated videos won't be eligible for monetization. Stupid move. Yeah, on the other hand, I mean, like, it's taken, like, really, it's gone out completely out of hand, right? Like this AI-generated YouTube content and everything. I think they just want to like stop it right here, because that people are like, why should I do it normally, when I can make so much money with just some AI-generated stuff. And you have also these AI influencers. I learned this over a friend of mine.
So successful,
dude, so you have people that are not real. These are just like generated photos. And they're Instagram influencer, and they even like put them into, I was at Wimbledon.
Yeah,
they put them into
this lady.
And why? How? Langweilig. Was ist langweilig? Boring. How boring? How bored do you need to be to go to Instagram and look at a fake? Why? Why would someone do? I can't even comprehend why someone would do this. I'm never that bored to. Now let me look at random AI generated content of.
I just found your trigger.
Wow!
I just found your trigger. Look, I think for YouTube, I don't have them top of mind, but I think there's specific criteria of how they don't want you to use AI. Right? If it's repetitive and it just tries to drive ad money, right? Like, I think that's what they're trying to avoid. It makes sense to me. On the social network type of things, or the content network, I mean, like, Meta encourages those AI pictures because they give tools to creators, to do this. So I think this like AI influencer market is much larger than we think it is. And I don't know if this is like art, if it's just a fake world that people like to be in, right? If you can compare this to movies, because you could say, movies aren't real. Why are you watching them? Maybe it's just entertainment. Maybe it's because these AI influencers are so pretty and good looking, and it's like that component, you know what I mean? So I think there's something interesting there for people that is hard to understand from the outside. But this is a real thing, right? People make, I mean, it's like dogs, right? Your dog Insta often has more followers than your own account, and some people make money out of their pet that was born with a frowning mouth.
But still, it's a real pet. It's a real dog. Right. And this other, it's just like a guy like sitting there. Oh, please make woman sitting in Wimbledon.
Yeah, but they create like these stories around the character and different like narratives and stuff, right? So it's. I'm not following this either, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like, there's some story behind it, some illusion, some narrative. It's
maybe it's also me that I never use Instagram, and I never use like social networks per se. I'm not like
so productive.
I'm not very social on social media. That's it. And if somebody writes me a message on WhatsApp, I'm calling it up. I'm not like writing back. Yeah, I'm not writing back and forth. And, like I'm not want to write back and forth. You have a question, let's talk it out. Boom, that's it, right? And done.
You have too much time.
Not yeah, whatever. Marcus, even more absurd is the beauty pageants for AI models. Oh, I've never heard of that. Oh my God, why did you just say that? There is beauty pageants for AI models.
I'm not surprised.
There must be a lot of really sad men in the world. Yeah. But holy shit. I think a beauty pageant for AI models. Oh, make it more pretty. I was just second place. Make it more. What the?
I think Mikkel is right. I think there are a lot of lonely men in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, like, let's talk about, like, let's not talk about AI porn because we're running out of time. But like, if you're curious about AI influencers, look at AI porn, man. Like that stuff. I don't know the specifics, right? But
of course you don't. Okay, let's talk about SEO because I don't know where you took that turn. I'm really sorry.
It all goes back to porn.
And I wonder if they only have sex with AI. Okay, it's getting out of hand. I have more SEO. Two more things. Listen to me. Let me two more things. But Mikkel can say whatever he wants because actually it was one of the reasons, like one of the founding fathers. If you remember Strike Point, Dave Naylor and Mike and Mikkel on Webmaster Radio, right? This was one of the earliest shows. I listened to the SEO rock stars, obviously Greg Boza and Todd Friesen, but also to Mikkel and Dave. And this is also inspired me a lot to start with the Webmasters on the Roof, and then also like the what we're doing here. So Mike, Mikkel, you can say whatever you want. You're an OG. We don't just have that influencing ChatGPT. We also have content, AI content that farms at scale. Like trying to game Google News. And this happened in France. There's a French journalist who found more than 4,000 news websites, only AI, also only spun up with like everything is just AI. 4,000 websites, and basically like really playing the Google News game there. Obviously, I think this will be very very nice for them. And this is just, it's become so easy. Right? It's become so easy. This guy probably just had like 30 minutes, right, to set it up, right? And this is just really crazy. Also, really great story, by the way. Here, Strike Point was so much fun to do. Yeah, it was so great to listen to. And last but not least, I got a tip for you from Backlinko, LLM seeding, a new strategy to get mentioned inside by LLMs. We were talking about this before. How we can actually influence this without using expired domains or hacking other websites. How you want to do it correctly, and I think this is a great guy here on Backlinko. Lots of great tips in here that I would like to recommend to you for a little bit of light reading if you have time over the weekend. And talking about the weekend, this is 302 of a kind. So now that we are out of news, and I don't want to talk about AI porn or anything else anymore, we just want to temporarily redirect you from work to the weekend. Thanks for joining us again this with 302 of a kind. I hope you're going to join us again next Friday again at 4 p.m. The next show, 302 of a kind, here with Kevin and myself. Probably not from the same office, virtually again, but I really enjoyed the situation. This is so much better. So much better.
We need a studio. Yeah, we'll go back and forth every week.
Nice. You should move to Munich. Yeah.
I would. If my family wouldn't be around Frankfurt, I think Munich would be top of the list.
As a Darmstadt guy, it's I can totally relate, but I want to stay here. But we get a lot of empty desks here in the Semrush office, so whatever would be nice.
Reserve one of those.
Yeah, Rüdiger says it's pub time. That's what I'm thinking as well. So. Yeah, thank you again for joining us. I hope you liked the show. Leave a comment. We will read all the comments and we will silently judge you. And then we will hopefully... Okay. See you again next Friday. Thank you so much. See you next week. Bye. Keep on waving.